I go over the walk today and I say, okay, let's talk about the shoulders. What's this called? The T-zone, right? Mine's your head, because when you're moving, your face is what? Moving, but it's not attached to your body, in the sense that when we rotate, what is it doing? Is it going with the body? Like this? Okay, see how it's on its own grid? Certain things that we need to really talk about and break down are straight over your hips. So when you're walking, you don't rotate them like this. They're straight up and down like this. See that difference? So they're not moving with the body, because you're like a human hanger. You're holding the clothing up. Females, you're sitting in that hip line. Why? Because you're going to have that S curve and you're going to have this movement, where guys have this movement. Women have this movement back and forth. And it's just a thing that's always been there because of the dynamic of heels versus a flat shoe. My legs as I move, because if I didn't keep my back there and it kept fluctuating going back, then my alignment wasn't good. Because we have to do what's called a crossover. What's a crossover? One leg over the other, like that. Men, you're lucky. You go straight. Your toes point towards the end of the runway. But this is what I see with men when they're walking, is their toes are turned out. Like, so they go out with their, see my upper shoulder? It goes out with the toe. We want to keep both of those straight and 12 o'clock. So when I say the word 12 o'clock, that means at the end of the runway, that's considered 12. So they're points of direction that we use with our 𝗵𝗴𝗴. So there's 12, here's 6, there's 3, there's 9. So you're walking, males, make sure your toes are straight. Because if you start doing this, then it's going to be harder to get your form back. The other thing you're going to start doing is bending the elbows. And I see this a lot when they walk. Or I see this where they turn out their fingers like this. Try walking, because it is like this when you're thinking about a lot of things at once. So it's very important that you say, okay, in my alignment, from my T-zone, the top of the T, everything from the neck all the way down to the arms, there's no energy in them. Unless I am presenting something like a belt or a jacket and I'm rotating and I'm looking at it, so I'm holding on to it. But if I'm just moving, my arms stay down. You don't want to be walking like this. We're not a dancer where we're pulling the string. This is very different. Think of it as you're showing clothing live on somebody that is moving, the fluidity of the garment, not just seeing how it hangs. You don't want to pull it. You don't want to stretch it. So if you put your hand in a pocket, it's light, light, light. You've got your hand on the collar, you can do that. You just don't want to do things that don't make sense, right? So the T-zone is really important. Head rotation, always looking at that camera. Why? You want FaceTime. That's why the head moves last. You're grabbing the audience. So if my audience was right here and they were right here, we call it points of contact. When we walk, we're going to hit a 3 and a 9. So when I'm coming down, I'm going to start about right here. I'm going to hit that 3. Then I'm going to pull forward and I'm going to hit that 12. Do you see that? And then as I go back, I'm going to hit that other side. So then I'm going right here. If that were a traditional commercial show, if it's designer or high fashion, what are we doing? Where's my face? Straight forward. And what am I looking at? A sea of photographers right there. Every designer wants their image to be presented.